For 3,000 years, humanity had been silent, respected, feared, but dormant. No wars, no fleets deployed, just peace. Until the Galactic Empire made one fatal mistake. They took our children. What came next wasn't war. It was vengeance. The Galactic Senate had long since dismissed humanity as a dormant species. Fierce once, yes, but no longer. Earth hadn't engaged in a war for 3 millennia. Their fleets hadn't moved. Their colonies hadn't expanded. They had technology, unmatched still by most of the galaxy, but they kept to themselves. Observers called them the Sleeping Titans. Quiet, reserved, unbothered. And so, when a border skirmish broke out on a remote mining moon, Gallies 4, the Empire didn't think twice. Human civilians had illegally settled near an Imperial resource site. The Empire's military, arrogant and assured, raided the settlement. They took 53 children for processing, claiming it was to extract information. It was supposed to be standard procedure. They thought humans would file a complaint, maybe send diplomats. They were wrong. The message from Earth arrived in less than 2 hours. It contained only one line. Return the children. You have one standard day. The Empire laughed. Senator Vol, a Cellari of high rank, scoffed to his peers. They are bluffing. They haven't moved a ship in 3,000 years. Their war machines are rust. But somewhere in the cold void beyond known space, something stirred. On the planet Hadrix Prime, Fleet Admiral Orlon stood on the command balcony of the Imperial Naval Assembly, watching starships go through daily drills. His comm buzzed. "Sir," said a trembling lieutenant, "you'll want to see this." A holoscreen opened. It was Earth's system, Sol. It lit up like a sun going supernova. One by one, long-dormant orbital stations began to glow. Ancient satellites activated. Warp gates, black rings of metal untouched for millennia, spun to life. And from them emerged ships. Not old relics. Not corroded husks. Vessels of nightmare. Sleek, obsidian black. No visible weaponry. No markings. Just one insignia pulsing faintly. A blue flame encased in steel thorns. The mark of old Earth's vengeance fleet. They're waking up, the lieutenant whispered. And they were. Earth didn't raise armies. Earth released them. The Empire's pride was the dreadnought Emperor's will, a kilometer-long fortress in space. It never saw the first blow. In orbit over Gallies 4, where the children had been detained, 2 human warships exited warp space. Silent, ghost-like, nemesis and echo of Earth. They fired once each. White beams tore through shielding that was thought impenetrable. The dreadnought's hull ruptured like paper, and it broke apart without ceremony. No survivors. Not one alarm sounded in time. Human ships did not broadcast intentions. They did not negotiate. They delivered sentences. Word spread like wildfire. The Empire scrambled fleets. Hundreds of worlds prepared defenses. Entire armadas moved toward the human border. And then Earth spoke again. You broke the covenant of peace. You took our young. We are not here for talks. We are here for retribution. On the jungle world of Solari V, a small detachment of human marines landed silently. Empire guards surrounded the child detention compound. They believed it secure. 10 meters of energy shielding. Automated turrets. Drones. They lasted 47 seconds. The Marines moved like ghosts. Armor that shimmered and adapted to light. Bullets that curved midair. AI support so fast that enemy shots missed before they were fired. When the last Imperial soldier fell, the leader of the human squad, Captain Rowe, approached the children. Dirt-smeared, terrified, some wounded. He knelt, removing his helmet. "We're here to take you home." A little girl sobbed and threw her arms around him. The others followed. 10 minutes later, the entire facility was ash. Earth left nothing behind. The Galactic Empire begged for a ceasefire by day 5. Over 24 Imperial warships had been vaporized. 5 command centers destroyed. No losses reported on the human side. Still, Earth did not respond. Instead, they sent a data package to the Galactic Senate. Inside was a video. It showed the faces of the children taken, their names, ages, where they were captured, their screams, their tears, and then a voiceover from a synthetic AI. For every tear, a city burns. For every scar, a fleet falls. For every child, an empire dies. Panic gripped the stars. Trade alliances collapsed overnight. Species that once boasted of their loyalty to the Empire began surrendering to humanity preemptively. Colonies raised white flags before a single shot was fired. One ambassador, a Kalari diplomat, put it bluntly. They were peaceful because they chose to be. We poked gods with a stick. In a hidden system near the galactic core, the Emperor himself, Archon Vel, convened his inner circle. His voice shook as he asked, "How did we underestimate them?" His advisors scrambled to answer. "They haven't shared tech in centuries. They've let us believe they were weak." They were watching, preparing. Archon Vel stood and faced the stars. "Then it's not war we're in," he said. "It's judgment." On day 10, a final message came from Earth. It wasn't sent through official channels. It was broadcast into every known communication band, every translation algorithm activated. It played on every screen, every station. A woman stood, draped in dark armor. Her eyes burned silver. Behind her, the earth burned with blue flame. Artificial, calculated, terrifying. "I am Commander Lyra Solis of the Terran Retribution Fleet. 3,000 years ago, we signed a peace accord. We honored it. We stayed our hand. We watched, even as you expanded, enslaved, manipulated. We said nothing. Until now. 53 of our children were taken. Tortured. Some did not survive. You had one day. You chose arrogance. Now we choose justice." She raised her hand. Behind her, a starship the size of a moon powered up. Not a weapon. A statement. Then she spoke the final words. "This is not the beginning of war. This is the end of your empire." Transmission ended. They say the empire fell within 17 days. Not to armies. Not to politics. But to terror. Because the humans didn't want territory. They didn't want resources. They didn't even want revenge. They just wanted their children safe. And they made the stars understand one terrible truth. When humanity goes to war, it's not with rage. It's with resolve. And resolve cannot be bargained with. It only ends when the galaxy is silent.